what is your product of the week?
Product of the week. I thought this week would have a chat about Stream2Sea.
Yes, one of my favourite brands.
Yeah, because it's one of them brands that are eco-friendly.
Oh,
everything.
like smashing it, leading the way with eco-friendly stuff.
So everything's in recycled packaging.
Yeah.
Or should I say it's like recycled plastics or sugarcane.
Yeah.
But it's a hard sugarcane, so it should be able to recycle as normal. But it's all Reef-Safe, which is brilliant.
Because it didn't really twig with me that like normal shampoos and stuff would be harmful to coral. So it went on a liverboard, and I can't remember how I got onto the topic now. But it was, I don't know if I saw something on social media or whatever. But they were like, you need to take Reef-Safe like shower gel and conditioner and shampoo and all that stuff. I was like, oh, because I was just going to take little bottles of normal stuff, and that's when I started finding out about Stream2Sea, and I was a bit like, oh, is this going to be any good? But actually, it's lush. Like, it's really nice.
Yeah, I mean the shampoo I quite like.
Yeah.
It is nice. Yeah, and then I don't know, a lot of the ladies love the leave-in conditioner.
Oh well, yeah, it's not really an issue for me.
Yeah.
My hair doesn't work unless it's like not washed. It's not very often that I wash it.
Always that thing. I don't know. They just whacked it in their head, and after the dive, and it just tangle free or whatever.
I've never used leave-in conditioner, but I have been told that it's very good.
Oh, right.
It's very effective.
Yeah, I'll stop trying to talk about that. Yeah, so the one products I want to highlight is, so now they've extended the range, so it's sun creams was the mainstay.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of harmful stuff in sun creams, and that was proven to like kill corals and stuff like that. So that was kind of where they kind of started everything off.
Yeah.
And then they extended the range into the shampoo, the leave-in conditioner.
And then COVID, they had all the hand sanitizer stuff as well.
Yeah, so they expanded into that side of things. And then there's, I don't know, there's like lip balms.
Yep.
I've kind of lost track of everything they're doing.
There's loads of stuff.
Yeah, but what the founder, owner, who was a diver, discovered the shampoo body wash actually worked as a defog.
All right, okay.
And that's
where it came from.
That's my main product, yeah. So they started off with these mass defog, and then I know you've done lots of social medias and you spit in the bottle and all the rest of it. So there is lots of defogs on the market. This is the best one I've ever used.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like a tiny bottle, but it lasts for ages. Because you just need just a dot in each lens.
The biggest challenge is not getting too much out. It's just a tiny little dot and just polish it in with your finger. And I've actually found if you polish it in and kind of just leave it there and buff it on rather than rinsing it out, works a lot better.
Right.
The biggest issue is I used to give it to my students and then they put half a bottle on. And
no.
And then they spend all day rinsing it out. And then there's no defog left, so it still fogs up.
Yeah.
It's like, no. So the proper strategy is to tiny little bit, rub it in. And if you're going to rinse it just a tiny little bit, you want to leave some of that on. I mean, I've used lots of different brands of defogs over the day. There's lots of them. I'm not going to name and shame, but there's lots of and people used to call them spit in the bottle because that's just all it was good at.
Yeah.
And that is pretty much why most people still spit in the masks, despite best efforts in COVID to stop it. So, I mean, the old adage we used to teach students was
greener the cleaner.
Greener the cleaner and Haribo's.
Haribo's do it well.
Yeah, chew a Haribo first, and then that worked really well. But there's some on the market which are like a gum in a tin, which are really good as well, and they were the same, like you buff it in and polish it in. But this one is a Reef-Safe version. This defog has made me stop spitting in my mask.
In your mask. I was like wondering if it was just like when you play football or...
Yeah, I've been very impressed with it. I've never seen another one compared to it. So yes, it is definitely worth it.
I do love it, but the problem that I have is that I forget to use it. Before the dive, I just forget, and then it's always there. It's always in my bag, but I just end up having to get in the water.
You know why?
Why?
Because you don't have a torch to look in your bag.
Oh my god! I don't. I know where it is. That's not going to help. I just need a mental note to actually do it. Because I'm so preoccupied with everything else, getting everybody else ready, I always forget to do my own mask.
Well, bit of product linkage. Maybe the new one might help. So they've upgraded, and they've brought out this mask prep kit, which is defog and scrub.
What's in? Open it. What's in?
So I'm sure you're aware of you buy new masks and then you have to pre-treat it.
Yes.
So it comes with this mask scrub.
Oh, mask scrub.
Yeah, tiny little one, and then it comes with a tiny little.
Oh, it's so cute.
Mask defog.
Oh, very nice.
This is a little sample to get you kind of kick-started. So this is kind of a new mask prep kit. But the fact that you always forget to put this on before, if you've prepped this before you've left, and you forget that, then you've probably got a little bit of a head start. So it's better than a foggy mask.
So
to put that at the test.
I see a lot of debate about when somebody buys a new mask, what they should do to the lenses, like this sort of pre-treatment thing. So this is great. Like people burn with lighters, they put Coke in it, they toothpaste it. Like what is the actual thing you should or should not do?
So when you buy a new mask, to be honest, it's one of them things where I don't know how much this is urban myth.
That's what I think, because the lighter thing, like somebody told me, oh, you should totally burn it with a lighter. I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, burning it, it's going black. And I'm like, is this what I should be doing? And then I'll start telling people to burn that. And I'm like,
there's lots of them go down the route. So like, it depends on where the masks be manufactured as well.
Right.
I would say usually the cheaper masks is more an issue than more expensive masks, but that's not necessarily always the case. I think it just depends which factories they come from. So just in terms of manufacturing, the glass lens ends up getting a bit of a coating on.
Right.
I can't remember if that is to protect it when they're putting the silicone on and handling, or if it's just a residue left over when the silicone's put on.
Right.
Brain fart on that one. But basically there's a residue left on and that is what they're trying to get away.
That's what the prep gets away.
So that's the prep kit.
Right.
So yes, the lighter is the Coke, which is both trying to remove and clean it. But actually the best one is always being toothpaste. Just the cheap white one, none of the gels or anything like that. But what you're actually technically doing with this is you're scratching it, you're polishing it.
Right.
So you're buffing and putting lots of little scratches in. And this is basically creating a surface that's making it easier to stop the water binding into it. So what we want is the water, so like when you boil a kettle next to the glass, you get the condensation. You want the water not to stick to the glass, you want it to run off.
Right.
So the mask scrub kit is basically doing that. It's creating a polished coating.
Right. And then what about like the masks that have got all these fancy UV lenses and stuff on? Should you be prepping them? Is that going to damage it? Or?
Yeah. I think Fourth Element have officially said you can use this with their. I'm not convinced on that.
Right.
So the UV coating, so some UV coatings are on the outside, some are on the inside.
Right.
I have seen people just absolutely scratch them, so you've got to be careful with them type of lens coatings.
So if someone's bought a new UV lens one, what would you recommend?
I would recommend if you are going to do anything like that, you can use this, but I would probably say get one of them like camera lens cleans cloths.
Right.
Because I think a lot of the scratching comes from the finger. I mean, we had one.
Spiky finger.
Well, one of our customers was doing, because a lot of customers will do this just before they jump in the water.
Yeah.
Dry gloves. So the dry glove is basically sanded it down.
Right.
So if you are going to treat this, do it before you put any gloves or anything like that on. But yeah, that's kind of a good way to kind of prep your mask beforehand, and then it's got the little defog bottle to get things started off.
And it's just an awesome brand that is all for protecting the ocean.
Yeah. Safe for reefs, streams, lakes and oceans.
Perfect. I'll have one of them, please.